Hey Gabe, how's it going? I was thinking of dropping the whole, hey Gabe, how good luck in the future kind of thing because, I mean, that's a given. Obviously, I want the best for basically myself, but I think I'm going to keep the hey Gabe thing, but like the ending, I'm not going to make it as corny. I decided on that. At this point, I'm basically forcing myself to do these videos because I have a lot of thoughts that go through my head when I'm walking through Forest Park. Excuse me, I thought I was going to sneeze there. There we go. That's one of the downsides of doing this all in one take. A lot of these weird things just happen while I'm recording. But I have a lot of these random thoughts, kind of depressing thoughts, sometimes happy thoughts when I'm walking through Forest Park, and like at those points, I'm not really like motivated to like take out a camera and just start talking to it. Especially when like maybe it's like at night and it's dangerous, or if it's during the day and there's a lot of people walking around, etc., etc. So I haven't really been feeling like recording, even though those walking sessions are probably the best time to record in the first place. But I digress, honestly. Past couple of days have been good and bad. Very high highs, very low lows. Let's just leave it at that. I'll start with the highs first. I finished a zone in my Sonic fan game I'm working on. It's like the first level, basically. I made like a tutorial zone that was kind of like, level 1-1 like a couple months ago, but I actually got around to finishing like 1-2 basically, so that's a whole zone done. But on the not so good side, it's only like a 12th of the game done. It's gonna have a lot of zones, so we still got a lot to go. But in that moment, it just felt so good to finally finish, as well as the fact that when I played it, it felt really good to play. I'll just say that. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let me crack open the window. I don't know why I'm so sleepy all of a sudden. Are my glasses here? Oh yeah, my glasses are right there. But, excuse me. Just, my nose got really itchy. But yeah, we finished that level, and playing it felt very good. Felt very satisfying, felt very gratifying, and when I hopped off my computer, I felt very, very happy that day. And, when I walked in Forest Park right after, Jesus, this nose is killing me. When I walked in Forest Park right after, I was kind of getting off to the fantasy of having finished the game, having uploaded like a playthrough to YouTube, uploaded like the full game itself so people can play, having people I know from like high school and everything play the game, play test it in front of me or whatever, like going over to Owen's house and having people take turns playing the game and this and that. I'm just kind of there providing a commentary, and also uploading developer commentary to YouTube, and basically saying like the trials and tribulations I went through as a developer and this and that. Very full of myself, as you can tell. And I was thinking about how I would be going the humble route, when in reality, I really do want that kind of like fame and attention. I kind of want that. I want people to be like, oh my god, this is the best thing I ever played. And kind of going about it in the commentary like, oh, I don't know if people are going to like this, even though deep down, there's a part of me that's like really, really reassured, like, oh yeah, obviously people are going to like this. So that's just how my brain works. You can tell I'm kind of like a very narcissistic dickweed. But I guess just saying that out in the blue, like, does admitting to that make me any better or not? Because there's some people that are narcissistic dickweeds and they don't know any better, like say Brady. I mean, that's like a crude example, maybe not Brady, but you know what I mean. But then there's a type that's like, I am a narcissistic dickweed and I'm aware of it, and does that make it any better? That's a question for another time. But when I was walking through Forest Park the day after that, I realized that I still have a very long way to go. I don't know if it's ever going to get finished because it is such a huge undertaking. I don't know if I have the energy to crank out that many levels. I don't know if I have the originality, the creativity for that. Having to hire help and this and that, and there's probably going to be like other better fan games and this and that. And I was just thinking, like, I like, so much of my life at this point is kind of like getting off to the thought of me being successful, as opposed to me actually celebrating being successful. Like, when I finished the level, I was very happy I finished the level, but then I immediately followed that up with like, oh my god, it would feel so good if I just finished the whole thing and everyone loved me and I go down as like one of the great Sonic fan games and this and that. And it kind of gave me a moment of pause, because like, how many times have I had it where I imagined, I manifested that I was slimmer and I had girls all over me, or like I was this crazy flirt and I had girls all over me, or you know, I had like this killer talent show performance that was like really cool and quirky, and like everyone in high school liked me and whatever, had respect. It seems to happen a lot where I just go on like these like mythical ego trips where they have like a less than 1% chance. I mean, I want to say like apart from like the Sonic fan game being completed, like that's actually like a feasible possibility, like maybe like a 5% chance. The chances of everything else happening are like maybe less than 1%, and like I get off like 3 hours of my day are like walking through Forest Park being like, oh man, it would be really cool if that actually happened, you know what I mean? So that gave me pause for thought. I should feel bad about it, and in a way I did, but yeah, that was that, and that like it made me feel a little bit gross, but at the same time it's like I've been doing that my whole life, so it's like one of my essential hobbies at this point. You know, I can't help but do it. But we're getting to work on the second zone, which is like this foliage furnace type Planet Wisp type remake. So hopefully that's going to be a lot better. Let me just close this window in case anybody's eavesdropping. This is how insecure I am. I figure that somebody from like an apartment has like their window open and they're listening to me. But anyway, more upsetting news. You know, me not really having many friends around right now. I hung out with Rubio after a long time, but like, even though it was actually generally like a pretty good time I had with him, like the only thing I could think like below that was how many times that he's kind of just been a dick to me, or like, you know, has done things that like I didn't really approve of and this and that. And I'm not sure if it's better to just like let that stuff go or to bring it up, because I don't know when the next time is that he's gonna do it, you know, because I feel like once every 2 times that I'm with him, like he does something that really pisses me off, and he's never apologized, he's never regretful of it, doesn't even bring it up, like that Christmas present that he never got me, or, you know, being kind of like weird when I gave him like a $50 gift in the form of cash. He was complaining that like, oh, how original, whatever, even though, number one, you didn't get me a gift, and number two, the limit for the thing was $20, so like, what are you even complaining about? So that was one thing. And like, he was talking all this stuff about like, you know, going to see some girl in Vermont that he met on Omegle and this and that, and like he's not a fan of monogamy anymore. And it kind of gave me pause for thought to think about where he and I are in terms of like thought processes, because he's at the point, like I'm at the point where I'm still looking for like somebody just like talk to in general, and just like having a girlfriend for the sake of just like having a shoulder to lean on, man. Because obviously it's gotten pretty lonely since, you know, my mom left on Friday to Poland. Which is, you know, I thought it was a good thing, but now she's gone, like I'm alone in my apartment, and it's like, what am I gonna do with myself now? So I'm looking to get a girlfriend just so I can have somebody to talk to, because none of the guy friends in my life are really doing it for me, apart from people that are like in other states, you know, basically just Trevor, and he's kind of gone off the grid lately. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. So yeah, I'm looking for that. And then he, meanwhile, is talking about how he doesn't like monogamy anymore, and how, you know, his girlfriend Gabby is like, you know, starting to get on his nerves a little bit, and like, you know, he's, you know, really looking for somebody where it's just like he doesn't want to have girlfriends anymore. He like, you know, polygamy and like, you know, having friends that you just happen to have sex with and this and that. It's like we used to be kind of be like, you know, like this in terms of like where our thought processes were, but he's kind of gone to the point where like he and I are like on totally different ends of the spectrum. We still think alike in a lot of ways, but like, I don't know, just rambling at this point, I guess. And that's what the whole point of this video series is, I guess. Because if I put it down in a journal, it'd be all formal and like wouldn't really amount to anything. It'd just be like a word salad. So I prefer like scattered thoughts that like maybe somebody can piece together and like kind of get the general gist of on here, as opposed to just like writing and making sure I dot all my T's and cross my I's. It's dotting my I's and crossing my T's. I apologize. And at least it's easier to make these videos, because all you have to do is just get in front of the camera and just talk, I guess. But that was yesterday. And I'm sorry, no, that was 2 days ago actually, or something like that. 3 days ago, I don't know, Saturday. No, that was Friday night actually. And today is Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. It's 12:50. But then yesterday, I hit up people asking if they want to play golf, and of course, you know, people in the Owen Murray friend group, and of course, the unanimous answer is no. So why even bother trying? So like, do I even have any friends anymore, man? You know, like, is anybody my friend in this world right now? Anybody? my job is kind of distracting me from that, you know, because I have Evan and Will to talk to, and like I'm just kind of, I talk to people for a living, so it didn't really feel as empty. But now I'm kind of going back to the regular life, the school life, and I'm starting to realize that like I don't have any friends, I don't have a girlfriend, I don't think I'm generally like that really good to talk to, so it's like, do I even deserve friends? And now I have all this free time, and it's really cool to have free time when you have friends, but I don't. And it's like every day is now just a reminder of what am I doing right now. And I'm really worried that 10 years from now, I'm gonna look back at my 20s, and it'll mainly just be days like this when it should have been me getting out there and making an attempt to make something happen. But I don't know, man. I have such horrible anxiety that it's just impossible for me. I'm so self-aware about how I look and how I'm not really that funny, and how like I'm just not a very cool person to be around, apart from like the usual just like how are you, this and that. I'm very good at small talk, but nothing apart from that. And it makes me really worried. Like, what if when I'm 30 I have like a good amount of money? Like, let's assume that's not even guaranteed at this point with like the economy and everything, but let's assume that even if I am in a good place financially, I just live in this big fucking house by myself, and it's basically just the same life that I'm living right now, like I have enough to pay off my mortgage and get groceries and this and that, but it's just me doing stuff on the computer and occasionally going for a walk by myself and hoping that somebody interacts with me or makes friends with me while I'm walking, which nobody does in today's society, so why even bother? But is that all there is? Is that all I'm capable of? Is that all I'm hoping is gonna happen? That like one day I'm walking by a girl and she's like, oh hey, would you like to be like a lifelong friend of mine or something? That's not gonna happen. It's all stupid. It's all for nothing. I impulse ordered Nutrisystem, so hopefully that goes pretty well. I'm gonna wait for it to come to arrive. Might put a little bit of like a splinter like my travel plans, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I spilled a lot of beans right there, and now I kind of feel like crying a little bit, because I wasn't really thinking about this when I was watching like a movie yesterday or this and that, but that's kind of where I've been at, It's hard sometimes. Like, my best friend right now is like basically my dad, and he kind of has been for like the past 2 years. And I have nothing against my dad, but it's like, he's like 44 and I'm like 20. I just turned 20 last month. Like, what's next? Is there anything next? I feel very anxious right now. I guess I'll leave it at that. Oh, and one more thing. I'm thinking about this right now. It's like maybe somebody that like embarks upon this video is like, oh my god, he's gonna commit suicide. Like, I'm too smart to commit suicide, so it's like I'm trapped in this limbo of like, it's too fucking, my life is so sad, but it's like I'm too smart to like not waste the investment that is life by like cutting it off early. Oh yeah, and Brady's birthday party was like last night, and like I had to watch from Snap, and like last year I got invited and this year I didn't, and of course that makes me feel bad because, petty teenager / adult stuff, you know what I mean? I'll talk to you soon, Gabe. Take care, man.